Casimir III the Great reigned as the King of Poland from 1333 to 1370. He was the son of King Władysław I and Duchess Hedwig of Kalisz, and the last Polish king from the Piast dynasty. Casimir inherited a kingdom weakened by war and made it prosperous and wealthy. He reformed the Polish army and doubled the size of the kingdom. He reformed the judicial system and introduced a legal code, gaining the title, the Polish Justinian. Casimir built extensively and founded the University of Kraków, the oldest Polish university. He also confirmed privileges and protections previously granted to Jews and encouraged them to settle in Poland in great numbers. Casimir left no lawful male heir to his throne, producing only daughters. When Casimir died in 1370 from an injury received while hunting, his nephew, King Louis I of Hungary, succeeded him as King of Poland in personal union with Hungary. The Great King. When Casimir attained the throne in 1333, his position was in danger. His neighbors did not recognize his title and instead called him King of Kraków. The kingdom was depopulated and exhausted by war, and the economy was ruined. In 1335, in the Treaty of Trunchen, Casimir was forced to relinquish his claims to Silesia in perpetuity. Casimir rebuilt and his kingdom became prosperous and wealthy, with great prospects for the future. He waged many victorious wars and doubled the size of the kingdom, mostly through addition of lands in modern-day Ukraine. Casimir built extensively during his reign, including Warel Castle and Orlyniazda, and he reformed the Polish army. At the same in Wielka on the 11th of March 1347, Casimir introduced reforms to the Polish judicial system and sanctioned civil and criminal codes for Greater and Lesser Poland. Earning the title, the Polish Justinian, he founded the University of Kraków, the oldest Polish university, and he organized a meeting of kings in Kraków in 1364 at which he exhibited the wealth of the Polish kingdom. Casimir is the only king in Polish history to both receive and retain the title of Great. Succession. In 1355, in Buda, Casimir designated his nephew Louis I of Hungary as his successor should he produce no male heir, as his father had with Charles I of Hungary to gain his help against Bohemia. In exchange, Casimir gained Hungarian favorable attitude needed in disputes with the hostile Teutonic Order and Kingdom of Bohemia. Casimir at the time was still in his early years and having a son did not seem to be a problem. Casimir left no legal son, however, bearing 5 daughters instead. He tried to adopt his grandson, Casimir IV, Duke of Pomerania, in his last will. The child had been born to his second daughter, Elizabeth, Duchess of Pomerania, in 1351. This part of the testament was invalidated by Louis I of Hungary, however, who had traveled to Kraków quickly after Casimir died and bribed the nobles with future privileges. Casimir III had a son-in-law, Louis VI of Bavaria, Margrave and Prince-Elector of Brandenburg, who was considered a possible successor, but he was deemed ineligible as his wife, Casimir's daughter Kunigund, had died in 1357 without issue. Thus King Louis I of Hungary became successor in Poland. Louis was proclaimed king upon Casimir's death in 1370, though Casimir's sister Elizabeth held much of the real power until her death in 1380. Society under the reign of Casimir. Casimir was facetiously named the Peasants' King. He introduced the codes of law of Greater and Lesser Poland as an attempt to end the overwhelming superiority of the nobility. During his reign all 3 major classes, the nobility, priesthood, and bourgeoisie, were more or less counterbalanced, allowing Casimir to strengthen his monarchic position. He was known for siding with the weak when the law did not protect them from nobles and clergymen. He reportedly even supported a peasant whose house had been demolished by his own mistress, after she had ordered it to be pulled down because it disturbed her enjoyment of the beautiful landscape. Citation needed. Relationship with Polish Jews. Casimir was favorably disposed toward Jews living in Poland. On the 9th of October 1334, he confirmed the privileges granted to Jews in 1264 by Władysław the Chaste. Under penalty of death, he prohibited the kidnapping of Jewish children for the purpose of enforced Christian baptism, and he inflicted heavy punishment for the desecration of Jewish cemeteries. While Jews had lived in Poland since before his reign, Casimir allowed them to settle in Poland in great numbers and protected them as people of the king. Relationships and children. Casimir III was born in Kowal, and he married 4 times. Casimir first married Anna, or Aldona Anna, the daughter of Grand Duke Gediminas of Lithuania. The marriage produced 2 daughters, Kunigund, who was married to Louis VI the Roman, the son of Louis IV, Holy Roman Emperor, and Elizabeth, who was married to Duke Bogusław of Pomerania. Aldona died in 1339, and Casimir then married Adelaide of Hesse. He divorced Adelaide in 1356, married Christina, divorced her, and while Adelaide and possibly Christina were still alive, he married Hedwig of Aegon. He had 3 daughters by his 4th wife, and they were still very young when he died, and regarded as of dubious legitimacy because of Casimir's bigamy. Aldona of Lithuania. On the 30th of April of the 16th of October 1325, Casimir married Aldona of Lithuania. She was a daughter of Gediminas of Lithuania and Juna. They had 2 children. Elizabeth of Poland married Bogusław, Duke of Pomerania. Kunigund of Poland married Louis VI the Roman. Aldona died on the 26th of May 1339. Casimir remained a widower for 2 years. Adelaide of Hesse. On the 29th of September 1341, Casimir married his 2nd wife, Adelaide of Hesse. She was a daughter of Henry II, Landgrave of Hesse, and Elizabeth of Meissen. They had no children. Casimir started living separately from Adelaide soon thereafter. Their loveless marriage lasted until 1356. Christina. Casimir effectively divorced Adelaide and married his mistress Christina Rakicana, the widow of Miklas Rokyzany, a wealthy merchant. Her own origins are unknown. Following the death of her first husband, she had entered the court of Bohemia in Prague as a lady-in-waiting. Casimir brought her with him from Prague and convinced the abbot of the Benedictine Abbey of Tyniec to marry them. The marriage was held in a secret ceremony but soon became known. Queen Adelaide renounced it as bigamious and returned to Hesse without permission. Casimir continued living with Christine despite complaints by Pope Innocent VI on behalf of Queen Adelaide. The marriage lasted until 1363–64 when Casimir again declared himself divorced. They had no children. Hedwig of Aegon. In about 1365, Casimir married his 4th wife, Hedwig of Aegon. She was a daughter of Henry V of Aegon, Duke of Aegon, and Anna of Mazovia. They had 3 children. Anna of Poland, Countess of Celia, married firstly William of Celia. Their only daughter was Anne, who married Jogaila of Lithuania. Anne married, secondly, Ulrich, Duke of Teck. They had no children. Kunigund of Poland. Hedwig of Poland. With Adelaide still alive and Christina possibly surviving, the marriage to Hedwig was also considered bigamous. The legitimacy of the 3 last daughters was disputed. Casimir managed to have Anne and Kunigund legitimated by Pope Urban V on the 5th of December 1369. Hedwig the Younger was legitimated by Pope Gregory XI on the 11th of October 1371. Casimir had 3 illegitimate sons by his mistress Kudka, wife of a Castellan. Niemiec's oldest son survived his father, inherited lands around Stopnica. Pelka married and had 2 sons. Predeceased his father. Jan's youngest son survived his father, inherited lands around Stopnica. Ancestry, title and style. Casimir's full title was Casimir by the grace of God, King of Poland and Russia, Lord and heir of the land of Kraków, Sandomierz, Sieradz-Lechica, Kujawia, Pomerania. The title in Latin was Casimiris, Dei Gratia Rex Poloniae Rasi Nec non Krakowi, Sandomiri, Siridi, Lancici, Kujawi, a Pomeranic terra meda cartuum dominus aehias. Popular culture. Featured as a playable leader in the computer strategy game Civilization V. Brave New World. Gallery.